can look at old doors and chests and you see rosehead spikes all the time. Will it connect in some way to the efforts done long ago in the Money Pit in Smith's Cove? That's the hope.
What if one of the world's greatest unsolved mysteries isn't buried in the Holy Land, but beneath a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia? For centuries, the Ark of the Covenant has been surrounded by legends, biblical mysteries, and countless theories about its disappearance. But now, a series of astonishing discoveries on Oak Island have sparked a question that few ever dared to ask. Could Oak Island be hiding a forgotten link to the Ark of the Covenant? From mysterious underground structures and ancient symbols to centuries-old clues that refuse to be ignored, the evidence has left researchers and millions of viewers questioning everything they thought they knew. But is this an incredible historical breakthrough, or just another chapter in Oak Island's endless mystery? Before we uncover the evidence, make sure to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest mysteries, hidden history, and incredible discoveries. Stay with us because in this video, we'll examine the shocking clues, explore the fascinating theories, and separate documented facts from speculation to discover whether Oak Island's greatest secret could really be connected to one of history's most legendary treasures. Let's begin. To understand why Oak Island has become part of this remarkable mystery, we first need to explore why the Ark of the Covenant has fascinated people for thousands of years. According to the Bible, the Ark of the Covenant was a sacred chest constructed by the Israelites under Moses' leadership after their escape from Egypt. Made from acacia wood and covered inside and out with pure gold, it was believed to hold the stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, Aaron's staff, and a golden jar containing manna. Far more than an ancient relic, the Ark represented God's covenant with His people and stood as the holiest object in the nation of Israel. The Ark was placed within the Holy of Holies inside Solomon's temple in Jerusalem, a chamber so sacred that only the high priest could enter, and only once each year. Ancient writings describe the Ark as a powerful symbol of God's presence, making it one of history's most revered religious artifacts. Then, its trail suddenly vanished. Following the Babylonian destruction of Jerusalem in 586 BC, the Ark disappeared from the historical record. Despite centuries of expeditions and archaeological investigations, no confirmed discovery has ever revealed what ultimately happened to it. As a result, countless theories have emerged. Some researchers believe the Ark was secretly hidden beneath Jerusalem before the city fell. Others point to Ethiopian tradition, which claims it has been safeguarded for centuries by the Ethiopian Orthodox Church. Another view suggests it was destroyed during the invasion, while others argue it was secretly moved to an undisclosed location to prevent it from falling into enemy hands. The Ark's disappearance has continued to captivate historians, archaeologists, explorers, and treasure hunters alike. Among all the theories proposed over the centuries, one of the most surprising raises an unexpected possibility. Could the trail of the Ark extend far beyond the Middle East, to a mysterious island in Nova Scotia known as Oak Island? That question marks the true beginning of our investigation. So, why has Oak Island become linked to the legend of the Ark of the Covenant? At first, the connection seems almost impossible. On one side is Oak Island, a small island off the coast of Nova Scotia, famous for more than 2 centuries of unsuccessful treasure hunts. On the other is the Ark of the Covenant, a sacred biblical object believed to have disappeared over 2,500 years ago. What could these two mysteries possibly have in common? The connection grew from a combination of unusual discoveries, historical theories, and one of the most debated ideas in the world of treasure hunting. For over 200 years, Oak Island has attracted explorers with reports of deep underground shafts, mysterious stone formations, carefully constructed wooden platforms buried at regular depths, hidden tunnels, and unusual artifacts whose true origins remain uncertain. Each new discovery has encouraged investigators to wonder whether the island was intentionally used to conceal something of extraordinary importance. As researchers searched for possible explanations, attention eventually turned toward the Knights Templar, the medieval military order surrounded by centuries of legends involving lost treasures and sacred relics. There is no verified historical evidence that the Knights Templar ever reached Oak Island. Nevertheless, some researchers have suggested that they may have crossed the Atlantic long before Columbus, transporting valuable religious artifacts from the Holy Land. According to this theory, if the Templars possessed sacred relics from Jerusalem, the Ark of the Covenant might have been among them. Supporters of this idea point to symbols discovered on certain artifacts, similarities in stone carvings, and historical coincidences that they believe deserve closer investigation. Even so, these interpretations remain speculative and have not been accepted by mainstream historians as proven fact. The television series The Curse of Oak Island introduced millions of viewers to these fascinating possibilities, exploring whether the island's centuries-old mystery might somehow connect to one of the Bible's greatest lost treasures. Although no conclusive evidence has established such a link, every excavation, every artifact, and every unexpected discovery continues to keep the debate alive. Are these findings simply remarkable coincidences, or could they represent scattered pieces of a forgotten story waiting to be uncovered? To find out, we now need to examine the discoveries on Oak Island that supporters believe provide the strongest evidence behind this extraordinary theory, the discoveries that inspired the Ark of the Covenant theory. If Oak Island truly has any connection to the Ark of the Covenant, the answer must ultimately be found in the evidence, or at least in the discoveries that have fueled decades of speculation. Over the years, archaeologists, historians, and treasure hunters have uncovered a series of intriguing clues that continue to inspire debate. Over the years, archaeologists, independent researchers, and the Oak Island team have uncovered a collection of discoveries that continue to challenge easy explanations. Among the most debated are the ancient stone formations scattered across the island. Some investigators believe these structures appear far too organized to be the result of natural geological processes. Carefully arranged stone pathways, possible building foundations, and features that resemble engineered construction have fueled speculation that skilled builders may have occupied the island centuries ago. Even so, experts remain divided over their age, origin, and purpose. Another fascinating aspect of the mystery is the island's complex underground network. Excavations have revealed wooden platforms buried at multiple depths, evidence of tunnels, and sophisticated flood control systems, unlike anything normally expected in such a location. If these features were deliberately created, they would suggest an enormous investment of planning, manpower, and engineering, perhaps to safeguard something considered incredibly valuable. Then there are the artifacts themselves. Throughout decades of excavation, researchers have recovered old coins, metal fragments, pottery pieces, tools, and numerous historical objects. None of these discoveries directly prove that the Ark of the Covenant was ever hidden on Oak Island. However, several items have been dated to periods that continue to intrigue investigators and keep the mystery very much alive. Supporters of the Ark theory also point to a number of carved symbols and unusual markings reportedly discovered on or around the island. They argue that some of these designs resemble imagery connected with medieval traditions, particularly legends associated with the Knights Templar. Critics, however, caution that many of these connections rely heavily on interpretation rather than solid historical evidence. Perhaps the greatest mystery isn't what has been uncovered, it's what remains missing. After more than 200 years of excavations, no one has discovered a hidden treasure chamber, a confirmed cache of priceless relics, or a single artifact that can be conclusively connected to the Ark of the Covenant. Nearly every new discovery answers one question while raising several more. That is exactly why Oak Island continues to capture the world's imagination. Every artifact recovered, every stone uncovered, and every underground structure revealed adds another small piece to a puzzle that remains stubbornly incomplete. So, if the physical evidence has yet to provide definitive answers, where did the theory linking Oak Island to the Ark actually originate? To answer that, we need to turn our attention to one of history's most legendary organizations, the Knights Templar, and explore why some believe they may represent the missing connection between Jerusalem and Oak Island. The Knights Templar. Could they be the missing connection? Among all the theories surrounding Oak Island and the Ark of the Covenant, none has attracted more attention than the legend of the Knights Templar. Established during the early 12th century, the Knights Templar began as a military and religious order dedicated to protecting Christian pilgrims traveling to the Holy Land. As the years passed, they grew into one of medieval Europe's most powerful institutions, controlling vast wealth, impressive fortresses, churches, and an advanced financial network. Yet it isn't their military achievements that make them central to the Oak Island mystery. Instead, the fascination comes from what they may have uncovered beneath Jerusalem. According to long-standing legends, the Templars spent years carrying out excavations beneath the Temple Mount, the site where Solomon's temple once stood. Historical records confirm that the order occupied this sacred location, but they provide no clear evidence of what, if anything, was discovered during those excavations. That unanswered question has fueled centuries of speculation. Some researchers believe the Templars may have uncovered priceless religious treasures, ancient manuscripts, sacred relics, or even the Ark of the Covenant itself. If such discoveries were ever made, supporters argue, the order would have had every reason to keep them hidden from the rest of the world. The mystery grew even deeper in 1307. King Philip IV of France ordered the sudden arrest of the Knights Templar, accusing them of heresy and numerous other crimes. Many members were imprisoned, tortured, or executed, while much of the order's wealth and property was confiscated. Yet one mystery has never been fully resolved. What became of the Templars' greatest treasures? Historical accounts suggest that several Templar ships vanished before the arrests took place. Their destinations remain unknown, opening the door to countless theories that have persisted for centuries. One of the most intriguing claims suggests those ships crossed the Atlantic long before Christopher Columbus, transporting valuable religious relics to a remote and carefully concealed location. This is where Oak Island enters the story. Supporters argue that the island's elaborate underground engineering could have provided the ideal hiding place for an object of immense religious and historical importance. They also point to certain symbols, architectural similarities, and artifacts found on the island that they believe hint at a Templar presence. However, it's essential to distinguish documented history from popular legend. To this day, no archaeological evidence confirms that the Knights Templar ever reached North America. Likewise, no verified historical record demonstrates that they possessed the Ark of the Covenant. These ideas remain compelling theories, not established historical facts. Even so, the Templar connection continues to be one of the most captivating elements of the Oak Island mystery. If the island truly concealed something extraordinary, the Templars provide one possible explanation for who might have hidden it and why such an elaborate system would have been created. But the Templars may represent only one piece of a much larger puzzle. The next clue comes from a collection of mysterious carvings and ancient symbols that some researchers believe could contain hidden messages pointing toward an even deeper secret: the mysterious symbols and ancient clues. If the Ark of the Covenant was ever concealed on Oak Island, many researchers believe it would have been protected by far more than buried tunnels and underground chambers. Some suggest that symbols, carvings, and coded markings may have been left behind as clues, waiting for the right people to recognize their meaning centuries later. Many researchers believe the real breakthrough may not come from buried treasure itself, but from a collection of mysterious symbols, ancient carvings, and coded markings that have baffled investigators for generations. One of the most famous stories centers on the legendary 90-foot stone. According to early accounts, treasure hunters reportedly uncovered a large carved stone deep within the original money pit. Its surface was said to contain unusual symbols unlike anything they had encountered before. Years later, those symbols were allegedly translated to mean 40 feet below, 2 million pounds are buried. If that interpretation is correct, it would suggest the stone was intentionally placed to mark the location of something valuable hidden beneath the island. But there's an important catch. The original stone has never been conclusively authenticated, and the famous inscription survives only through historical descriptions. Since the artifact itself is no longer available for modern examination, historians continue to debate both the accuracy of the reported translation and whether the inscription ever existed exactly as described, and the mystery extends far beyond a single stone. Across Oak Island, researchers have documented unusual stone arrangements, carved crosses, geometric layouts, and other markings that some believe were deliberately created. Supporters of the Knights Templar theory argue these features resemble medieval religious symbolism and may have functioned as navigational clues for those who understood their hidden meaning. One of the best-known examples is Nolan's Cross, a massive stone formation created by several enormous boulders positioned across the island. Some investigators believe the arrangement was intentionally designed to indicate the location of something hidden underground. Others argue it is simply a natural formation that people have later interpreted as meaningful. The intrigue doesn't stop there. Some enthusiasts believe the island contains precise geometric relationships connecting various landmarks. According to this theory, these alignments resemble sacred geometry, commonly used in medieval religious architecture and monumental construction. Skeptics, however, urge caution. They argue that when people search long enough for patterns, coincidences can easily appear significant, even when no intentional design exists. That uncertainty is exactly what makes Oak Island such an enduring mystery. Almost every clue offers two completely different interpretations. To some, an ancient carving represents evidence of a carefully planned secret preserved through the centuries. To others, it is simply an ordinary rock whose significance has grown through legend and imagination. Until undeniable proof is discovered, these symbols remain among Oak Island's greatest unsolved puzzles, leaving equal room for belief and skepticism. But if the clues found on the surface are intriguing, what lies beneath the island may be even more remarkable. Recent excavations and advanced scientific investigations have uncovered new evidence that continues to surprise even experienced researchers and has reignited interest in solving one of history's most famous mysteries: the final verdict. So, could Oak Island truly be hiding the Ark of the Covenant? After more than 2 centuries of excavations, countless expeditions, and millions of dollars invested in the search, that question still remains unanswered. The reality is both compelling and deeply frustrating. Over the years, investigators have uncovered ancient stone structures, evidence of sophisticated underground engineering, historical artifacts, and numerous discoveries suggesting that Oak Island's past is far more complex than once believed. Each finding has added another layer to the mystery and inspired generations of explorers to continue searching for answers. Yet, despite decades of effort, no verified archaeological evidence has ever demonstrated that the Ark of the Covenant was brought to Oak Island. No authenticated ancient text connects the island to the Ark. No confirmed artifact establishes a link between Nova Scotia and this legendary biblical treasure. And no excavation has uncovered the sacred chest itself. That is where the mystery stands today. Those who support the theory argue that the island's elaborate underground features, the legends surrounding the Knights Templar, and centuries of unexplained discoveries are simply too extraordinary to dismiss as mere coincidence. They believe the ultimate answer may still lie hidden beneath layers of earth and stone, waiting for one final breakthrough. Skeptics, however, reach a different conclusion. Many historians and archaeologists maintain that the proposed connection between Oak Island and the Ark of the Covenant rests largely on speculation, folklore, and interpretations that extend well beyond the available evidence. In their view, while Oak Island is undeniably mysterious, the Ark theory remains an unproven hypothesis. And perhaps that is exactly what makes this mystery so captivating. Oak Island exists at the crossroads of documented history and enduring legend. Every excavation uncovers something unexpected. Every discovery creates new questions instead of final answers. And every unanswered mystery inspires another generation to continue the search. Perhaps the Ark of the Covenant was hidden somewhere else entirely. Perhaps it disappeared forever into the pages of history. Or perhaps the greatest archaeological discovery of all is still waiting beneath Oak Island, buried in a place no one has yet explored. Until conclusive evidence is finally uncovered, the truth remains one of history's greatest unsolved mysteries. Now, we'd like to hear your opinion. Do you believe Oak Island could truly be hiding the Ark of the Covenant? Or do you think this is one of history's greatest legends? Share your thoughts and theories in the comments below. We'd love to read them. If you enjoyed this investigation, be sure to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications so you never miss our next deep dive into the world's greatest mysteries. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next investigation.